The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates that all branch circuits have a ground wire. This ground wire acts as a low-resistance pathway that allows fault currents to safely return to the electrical panel. This is crucial for preventing electrical shocks and fires. Many older homes were wired before the NEC required branch circuit grounds. This can create a safety hazard. Fortunately, there are less expensive alternatives to a complete home rewire. Firstly, ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are a great option. These devices detect fault currents and interrupt the circuit, providing protection against electrical shocks. They can be easily installed in place of old two-prong outlets. Secondly, ground fault circuit breakers, or GFCBs, are another alternative. These combine the functionality of a GFCI and a standard circuit breaker, offering both overcurrent and ground fault protection. Thirdly, installing a grounding rod near the electrical panel offers an alternative path for ground currents by connecting it to the electrical system. The NEC typically only allows one ground wire to be clamped to the incoming copper water line. Multiple ground wires can create parallel paths, which can reduce the effectiveness of the grounding system. This can lead to excessively high ground currents, potentially causing issues with the overall grounding system. The NEC doesn't explicitly address the use of multiple ground wires on a copper water line. However, it emphasizes that all grounding connections must follow the manufacturer's instructions. Additionally, it requires grounding systems to undergo testing to ensure they meet the necessary resistance levels. If you have concerns about the grounding in an older home, consider these recommendations. Firstly, install GFCI outlets or GFCBs in areas that are wet or could potentially become damp. This includes bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor spaces. Secondly, consider installing a grounding rod if possible to enhance the grounding system. Thirdly, have a qualified electrician inspect your electrical grounding system to identify any areas that need upgrades. It is important to remember that a ground wire creates a low impedance path for fault current to flow, allowing for the quick tripping of a circuit breaker. Without a proper ground, fault current might travel through a person, causing electrical shock, or create enough heat to start a fire. The purpose of a GFCI is to detect very small imbalances in current flow. If it detects a difference of even a few milliamps between the outgoing and returning current, it will quickly trip the circuit. This is because the current is likely flowing through an unintended path, such as a person. The NEC specifies where GFCI protection is required. For example, bathrooms, kitchens, outdoors, and unfinished basements typically require GFCI protection for receptacles. GFCIs come in two main forms: receptacles and circuit breakers. A GFCI receptacle replaces a standard outlet, providing protection at that specific location. A GFCI circuit breaker protects the entire circuit. A GFCB combines the functions of a standard circuit breaker with GFCI protection. It will trip in response to both overcurrents and ground faults. When installing a grounding rod, it should be driven into the ground as deeply as possible, ideally at least 8 feet. It should also be located away from any underground utilities. The grounding rod is typically made of copper or copper-clad steel. It is connected to the electrical panel with a heavy-gauge copper wire. The NEC provides guidelines for the size of the grounding wire based on the size of the service entrance conductors. The water pipe grounding electrode is typically connected to the incoming metallic water service pipe within 5 feet of its entrance to the building. A bonding jumper is used to connect around any insulated sections of the water pipe or water meter. This ensures that the entire water pipe system is at the same electrical potential. The NEC specifies the size of the bonding jumper based on the size of the service entrance conductors. When dealing with older homes, it's important to understand the limitations of the existing electrical system. The wiring may be outdated, and the electrical panel may not have enough capacity for modern electrical loads. It's also important to be aware of any potential hazards, such as aluminum wiring, which can corrode and cause overheating. Having a qualified electrician assess the electrical system is highly recommended. They can identify any potential problems and recommend appropriate solutions. They can also ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the NEC and local electrical codes. In addition to GFCI protection and grounding, surge protection is also important for protecting electronic equipment from voltage spikes. Surge protectors can be installed at the electrical panel or at individual outlets. They divert excess voltage away from sensitive electronic components, preventing damage. Regular electrical maintenance is also essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of the electrical system. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and overloaded circuits. It's also important to test GFCI outlets periodically to ensure they are functioning properly. By taking these steps, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system in your home. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work. Ignoring or neglecting electrical issues can lead to dangerous situations. Proper grounding and electrical safety measures protect your home and family from electrical hazards. Remember that electrical codes can vary by location, so it's always crucial to adhere to local regulations. Staying informed about electrical safety best practices ensures a safer living environment. Always prioritize safety when dealing with electricity and seek professional help when needed. Furthermore, it is important to understand the concepts of voltage, current, and resistance in electrical circuits. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points measured in volts. Current is the flow of electrical charge measured in amps. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current measured in ohms. Ohm's law states that voltage equals current times resistance, expressed as volts equals amps times ohms. Understanding Ohm's law is fundamental to understanding how electrical circuits work. When a fault occurs in an electrical circuit, such as a short circuit, the resistance drops dramatically, causing a large increase in current flow. This is why circuit breakers and fuses are designed to trip or blow when the current exceeds a certain level, protecting the circuit from overheating and potentially causing a fire. Grounding provides a low resistance path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the circuit breaker to trip quickly and safely. Without a proper ground, the fault current may find an unintended path, such as through a person, which can result in electrical shock. The size of the grounding wire is determined by the size of the service entrance conductors. The larger the service entrance conductors, the larger the grounding wire needs to be to handle the potential fault current. The NEC provides tables that specify the minimum size of the grounding wire based on the size of the service entrance conductors. In addition to grounding, bonding is also important for electrical safety. Bonding involves connecting all metal parts of the electrical system together, such as metal conduits, metal enclosures, and metal water pipes. This creates an equipotential plane, which means that all metal parts are at the same electrical potential. This helps to prevent electrical shock by ensuring that there is no voltage difference between different metal parts. The NEC also specifies requirements for bonding different parts of the electrical system. For example, metal water pipes must be bonded to the electrical grounding system. This helps to prevent stray currents from flowing through the water pipes, which can cause corrosion. In summary, understanding grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection is essential for electrical safety. By following the NEC and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe and reliable. Remember that electricity is dangerous and should only be handled by qualified professionals. It is always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to electrical work. By taking the necessary precautions, you can protect yourself, your family, and your property from electrical hazards.